High standards prevent you from low quality experience. Valentine's Day is coming up, wondering why you're still single. I hate to break it to you. Your standard is too high. Like, why are you asking for so much? It's too high. It's only too high if you're being a couch potato and you want a Prince Charming. And every guy you date, low-key just playing you. The guy that left you on scene but likes your story. The guy that's like all promises and no deliver. Or the guy that replies with literally one word and expect you to serve yourself on a silver platter. Your gut knows, but then you're like, wait, why do I feel so drawn back to that? Yeah, because you're craving that attention. Standards and boundaries are here to prevent you from meeting those men who tell you to walk home alone at night, for standing you up at a movie theater alone with the ticket you bought, from a man who would leave without notice and think that he can come back and gain full access to you after 3 months. Yeah, those all happen in real life in my dating story. Trust me, I've been played, disappointed, hurt in dating so many times. Because girl, I've got something figured out, and it's a step-by-step guide to close the gap between your high standards and what you actually deserve. As usual, the timestamps are going to be up here and in the description. Before we get started, grab yourself a drink and a notepad because, honey, there are some notes you need to jot down in this video. Section 1 is look inside. You need to know who you are first. If you don't know who you are, how are you going to figure out what you want? What are your qualities, mindsets, values? What do you do on a daily basis? How would you introduce yourself as a third person to another person? So if I were to describe Catherine to you, I would say Catherine holds herself against high standards, whether it's physical appearance, mentalities, the media she consumes, the people that she surrounds herself with, and how she honors her inner peace, and absolutely not allowing anyone to fuck around with it. And if they do, you're out. Bye. And there's a specific reason that I'm using a third person point of view. Feel free to steal it, write it in your own version. She is what, she does what, how she behaves. It's actually also called future self scripting. Describe the ideal future self that you want to be. Your brain just kind of identify with it. And you just see yourself start doing what you just wrote down. Number 2 is, what do you have to offer? Write out every single thing that you bring to the table. I just got my journal right here. Some of the things I wrote about what I bring to the table. I'm open and constantly taking action to self-reflect. I take care of myself in many ways. Fitness, nutrition, mentality, living environment, having multiple hobbies. Make sure to put other people's feeling in consideration before I act or I say something. I have so many of them written. It's a collection of evidence of who you are. To reaffirm yourself, yes, I am the person I say who I am. Therefore, I'm confident in the things I do, in the things I say, and in the things that I ask for. The more qualities you recognize what you can offer, the more solid your confidence is. The more action you take on to reinforce who you are, the more respect you show to yourself. Because I delivered what I promised myself. Now, section 2 is make your rules and know what you exactly want. Because if you don't know, then you're gonna be lost when somebody offers you some half-ass effort. Now, how do you know if your standards are too high? If you're scrolling on your phone all day, watching Netflix, talking about celebrity gossips, and then you want a 6'2" CEO treat you like a princess, then yes, your standard is too high, honey, because you're not living up to the equivalent of that standard. By CEO, I feel like we mistake the title a lot because we don't really want a CEO. We just want like the quality that a CEO has. They're successful, they're driven, they're very entrepreneurial, they're abundant, they're generous, and they're like fearless to build their future, right? Like that's the ambitiousness. So we need to understand it's not like you need a CEO. It's all the qualities in a man that you're looking for. And by equivalent, I don't mean you need to be a girl boss or like, you know, killing it in business deals. No, you're 100% free to be that if you want to. If you like somebody who has abs and like super fit. Why? Because the quality of them maintaining their physique is a quality of self-control. They're disciplined, or they take their health seriously. You want a man who can provide and protect. The equivalent to that is not you have to provide and protect too. You are bringing the equivalent of the opposite. Caring, you're understanding, you're relaxing, like you're providing a different thing, but it's on the same level of equivalency. Being able to handle a conversation and while making your man look good, act with etiquette, talk with knowledge. You're 100% valid to be delulu. But I'm saying when you're being delulu, you have to match that energy. So then your delulu is gonna become the solulu. The next step is to list out your bare minimum. It is different for everybody. For me, some of the bare minimum is that consistency, communication. Oh my god, he texts me every day. Like that's so crazy. I feel so spoiled. No, that is the bare minimum. Making plans, lead, asking me out. That's the bar. That's the starting point. Most likely what you're feeling so spoiled right now are the bare minimum. So you gotta go higher. When a guy treats you with one of the traditional gentleman behavior, you're like, oh, is that real? Am I dreaming? Am I the luckiest girl in the world? Honey, picking you up, opening the door, planning a date, buying you a flower, paying for the date, texting you, complimenting you is literally the bare minimum. What is the special part about dating if the bare minimum is just human interaction? Now that you know your list of bare minimums, start doing that to yourself. Start being your own boyfriend. Buy yourself flowers, take yourself on dates, plan a really relaxing day just to be in your feminine energy. So when somebody half-asks you with their mediocre love, you're not gonna accept it because you have shown yourself how to be loved properly. So when they don't demonstrate that, you're like, nah, I can provide that to myself better than you do, so why do I need you? Because then we're gonna move to knowing what you don't want. Let's just discuss a few basic standard red flags. He follows hundreds and thousands of girls on Instagram. You open their following and every scroll is just girls. I'm sorry, is this what you're consuming on a daily basis? It's all just titties and asses. Ew, like you're consuming junk. I'm sorry, you don't belong the same level as me because I literally take care of what kind of media I consume. And I lose so much respect because as a man, you're giving out your precious attention, your legacy, your power energy to just random ass chicks on the street. Like, no thank you, I don't want you. Oh my god, one of my few favorites. On dating apps, they'll say, yeah, I know, I'm real. The audacity, like how much ego you have to be like, I know I'm too good to be true. Yes, honey, I'm real. I never questioned if you were fake, but just because you put that in your bio, I'm like, who do you think you are? That's giving narcissistic. People who put their IG in the bio, I'm like, they're not here to date. They're just here to like fish some extra followers. Usually those kind of people, when you open their Instagram, they're following all the chicks that I just mentioned in the first red flag. Yeah. And one of the biggest red flag is when you ask a guy what he's looking for and he says, I'm just going with the flow, you know? Girl, if he says that, run. Literally sprint out of this, okay? This is worse than a guy just tells you, oh, I'm just looking for something short term, just having fun right now. Because at least he knows what he's doing. He knows what he can't give you. But these kind of like the gray areas, unknown, confused guy, no. Think about it for a second. When you're indecisive, it's because you're kind of like, right? You don't want to take action on that thing bad enough. I'm okay with either ways. If it's not a yes, it's a no. We don't need that. Let that man go, honey. Because don't tell me if these men go into a car dealership, they're just gonna be like, oh, like, I don't really know what I want. As long as it has like 4 wheels and take me to places, I'm good. No, they'll know exactly what color, what function, what horsepower. They know exactly what they want. So honey, stop giving them that much benefit of the doubt. People know what they're doing. It's not just men. If they respond 3 days later and come back with, oh, sorry, I've been busy, they're just not that interested. If he has the time to take a shit, sleep, drink water, he has time to reply to your text. The fact that he did not respond, that's your answer, honey. Section 3 is mindset and action. Number 1 is to shift your mindsets and the attitude that you need to carry on. First, like I said, stop giving people that much benefit of the doubt. Oh, maybe it's just like this one time. Well, he's cute, so let me just bend my rules for him. No, I don't care how hot, how rich, how promising, how long his is. Like, if he does not live up to the bare minimum, you just walk right out. Because if at the beginning he's already not living up, 3-4 years in, probably he's slacking a little bit. Number 2 is to be self-centered. I'm talking about is focusing on yourself, building your own value, doing your own thing, and just being unbothered. You're so secure in yourself, in what you have to offer, what you can bring to the table, that people can come and go, and you'll just be like, oh, you're leaving? Okay. And then you just carry on doing your own thing. You're not easily swayed. You're not easily impressed, right? You have so many things that occupies your mind that is actually valuable to contribute to your personal development. You're not gonna bother to chase somebody who never wanted to stay to begin with. Third mindset shift, you date at your own level of self-esteem and maturity. No grown woman tolerates games and no grown man plays them. The day men stop playing you is the day you decided to not get played. Let that sink in, honey. The last mindset shift that you need to adapt is a woman who knows what she brings to the table isn't afraid to eat alone. Number 2 is enforcing your boundaries by taking actions. Men or people love testing boundaries. They'll start testing your boundaries by just overstepping just a little bit, and they'll see how you react. If you keep backing off, they'll keep stepping in. If you don't respect your own rules, how are you gonna expect other people to respect it? That's why some people say, oh, I keep getting played by these men. No, because you bend your own rules and boundaries. I'm not gonna stand up for myself for what I want, or to let them know that they need to respect me. That's how you get hurt, because you let them. Having self-control. Now this is keeping your self-respect in mind, that yes, we have that desire to want people's attention, especially in a dating perspective. You want the guy to like you. But then if it's coming from a person who's inconsistent, who's toxic, who's just playing games, the ideal woman that you want to be wouldn't even tolerate or entertain the idea. Do what you gotta do. Delete, block, ignore to get that thing out of your life, because then you can move on to better things. Not allowing people to have control over your energy and your attention. Seriously, your attention is so valuable. You need to be selective with who you give them to. Imagine you have 3 of the best seats to a concert. You would be so careful of who you want to give it to bring to the concert. Why would you give it to some random people? And lastly, detachment and letting go. Honey, it's not your job to teach men how to be men, and you're not responsible for their character development. So please don't stay and teach him or shape him to the person that you wish he could be. It's so hard to change yourself, so let alone to change somebody else. If they're not for you, just let them go. It's like trying on a pair of shoes. If the size doesn't fit, it doesn't fit. Just go for another pair. One of the things about detachment is to not be attached at the beginning. I wouldn't save a guy's number. I wouldn't put a face to a name or a name to a number unless he has shown me that he's worth saving as a name in my phone. I don't go back to check if a guy replied to my message. Like, I have other things to do. Like, if you reply, you reply. If you don't, it's okay. And that's the thing. You need to find out your own value, your own purpose. So you're not just sitting around waiting for a guy to take you out on dates. All right, dating story time. So I have this guy, every time when I post like a selfie on my story, he'll send heart eye emojis. He's like, that's it, I'm coming over. I'll be like, haha, let me know when. And he just leaves me on scene multiple times. I think around Valentine's Day. And then he responded again. And I was like, no, you're not. And then he thought I meant like, no, you're not. I meant, no, you're not. Here's the attitude shift. I'm just sick and tired of you just being like, ooh, like I'm coming, and no, I'm not. I was like, you know what? Only men get to come over, and apparently you're still a boy, so go play somewhere else. I literally said that to him. He just sent a facepalm emoji, and I'm like, yeah, you better be speechless and walk away. Now he has no game because I'm not allowing him to play games no more. Remember, toxic people go to everyone. You're just allowing them to stay. It's on you to be like, stop around. So there's another one. So when I ask him, what are you looking for? You know, like I can't say for sure because you never know. If I say sure, like I might end up liking that person. I might want to date them for long term. Okay, valid. It depends on the person. But then a month later, I'm like, okay, so let's revisit this. What are you looking for situation? Because I'm not about to waste my time hanging around. At that time, it was giving like I'm just a weekend arm candy. Like he was taking me out and stuff, calling me every day, and we're talking. There's no depth in the conversation. It didn't feel like he wanted to get to know me. And he was like, why does it feel like you're asking me what we are? I was like, oh, no. I'm asking, what are you dating for? He just gave me the same answer, and I was like, you know what? This is not for me. You've made your point pretty clear. Have a good day. And I just hung up. The moment when you can walk away is where you regained your power back to your hand. You showed up with your backbone straight and you respected yourself. Like, you just wanted company. Somebody to be there to entertain. I'm sorry, sir. Like, I don't need it because I can entertain myself. Hold up. Just because I was treated badly by other guys doesn't mean this guy is doing the most. So if you're not bringing the cherry on top to my life, you're not gonna be impressed. So that's an example. It's like knowing what you want and stand your ground. If you haven't had enough juicy dating story, I have another one. This guy, he took me out a time or two, and then he started saying like, I really appreciate if a girl kind of like initiates a date or something. So I was like, okay, like let's go watch the new Black Panther. The movie was on Sunday. Starting from that Friday, this guy just stopped texting me. So this bitch, 2 hours before the movie starts, texted me, hey, my family just came into town without notice and I've been just kicking it with them. I don't know if I can show up, but I'll try to make it. Not even a sorry, okay? I said, don't even bother showing up. And honey, I'll let you rot in your guilt, in your cowardice forever. Because you know what I did afterwards? I have two $20 movie tickets. I so remember I sat in my inclined seats at AMC at the 14th Street location. I bought myself a giant bucket of popcorn. I set the popcorn next to the seat that bitch didn't show up. And I just went to watch Black Panther alone. I'd rather spend $40 on myself than just sitting with somebody who doesn't even respect my time. When you hinted at me, oh, like I would so appreciate that you take me out on a date. First of all, I'll never do that again. It's like when we reciprocate, somebody on your team is not putting up the bargain. Until you show me more evidence, I am not taking a man on a date as a treat or making you a sandwich. I could, and trust me, I want to, because the motherly instinct in me, I want to make you a coffee when you get up. But do you deserve it though? Have you shown me that you're also a husband material? A lot of people, they want a girlfriend, but they're not ready to be a boyfriend. A lot of people, they want a wife, but they're not ready to be a husband. You can use the same point that I talked about in this video and apply it reverse if you're a guy dating girls. Like, it's the same thing. You don't tolerate people who do that to you. You don't tolerate toxic people, whether it's a guy or a girl. So if you're asking, Catherine, then why are you still single? Let me tell you this. Some people are okay with eating quick cook Kraft mac and cheese for the rest of their life, but for me, I want some fresh pasta made with technique, great ingredients, and if that means it takes longer to be made, to be cooked, I'd rather wait because it's delayed gratification. You don't need to settle for something or someone that doesn't bring your life to the next level. Like, why? What are you doing with them? So there you go. And hopefully at some parts your big sis was a little feisty. You can wake up to the reality because you deserve so much more. It all comes from a place of love, and I'm just furious for you. So let me know in the comment down below, what are your bizarre dating story and what have you been doing differently to prevent yourself from those shitty experiences. And if you like this video, make sure to subscribe and turn on notification. Follow me on social, and I'll see you guys in my next video.